It's whatever.
Now you're just blocking. Now you're just blocking me though.
I'm not blocking you though. Hey, what up, Gill Nation? Welcome back to H24 Sports. I'm your host, the Beard Jacob Tiven. Over there is the hair Vin Pinchero, and right behind me, you know him, you love him. He is the top dog, Danny Reardon.
With that said,
let's do some jumping jacks.
I'm not doing it.
We'll go.
1, 2.
We'll do one at a time.
4, 5.
And you go.
2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3.
Those arms up, Danny. Get them
up.
So,
put them higher.
if you couldn't tell already, all of us lost our locks. We each have a trigger word. I just said the trigger word. So every time that word is said, we all have to do jumping jacks again.
And we're not gonna overdo it too. We're not gonna
because we all don't want to do the jumping jacks because. Well, I mean, quite frankly, if I jumped any higher, I think I would have broke the roof. So that's why my arms were kind of like that.
Break the roof, Danny.
But that's not the point. What do we got? What do we got on today?
All right, so right now we're just gonna ease into it a little bit. We got a little bit of baseball free agency. So season is over. The Washington Nationals are World Series champions.
Congratulations.
Astros are AL pennant champs. And now this leads to probably one of the more exciting times in all of sports: free agency.
The one thing is that I hope these guys, they don't take 10 years to sign. You know what I mean?
They're not.
They're going to.
So it stinks.
Scott,
we're not going to know until March. It's going to be terrible.
Most likely. It'll probably be just right before opening day, and Scott Boras will be like, oh, now I want you to sign. Yeah. So it's really just how Scott Boras works and the unwillingness of teams to pay that price. Eventually he will get his price, but it will just take a long time.
Yes, but it's just gonna. Yeah. I hate they need to have a deadline. But
then how does that work? Because if you do have a deadline, then what about all the players that sign in April, in May, in June? I'm not talking about Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrell. I'm talking about smaller guys.
I don't know. There has to be a way to fix
someone
this.
like Mike Tauchman or Gio Urshela.
That's fair. There has to be a way to fix it.
There does. But it's a lot more complicated than you think.
I know, but hopefully when the next bargaining agreement comes upon, they'll figure it out because I feel like everyone at this point, even the players at this point, though, this is kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's kind of how we felt with Harper and Machado. We were kind of it was just one random day in February or March, and we were just like, oh, now they signed for the amount that we knew and the team that we pretty much knew. Okay.
Now the Padres kind of surprised for
Machado. The Padres were always in it, and then it was kind of like the Yankees. We want Machado, but as it got closer to when he signed with San Diego, it was so much more clear that the Yankees did not want Machado for whatever reason. I mean, the reason worked. We
Eventually we didn't need him.
Yeah, we got Gio Urshela, who pretty much produced.
He was the Andujar of 2018.
No, he's so much better.
Well, no, you know what I mean though. Andujar kind of came out of nowhere. Urshela came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that came out of nowhere. But the Yankees also had 5, 9, 10 guys.
Yeah, it raises the question: what are you going to do when spring trading 2020 comes around? When you have both Andujar and Urshela, are you going to try to trade Andujar for starting pitching, or are you going to try to? You have them battle it out.
So you either make Miguel Andujar the DH because he cannot play third base.
He's not that bad.
He's really bad.
Okay.
No, he's really bad. Especially when you have Gio Urshela, who
is
a Gold Glove caliber third baseman,
who unfortunately didn't win the Gold Glove.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But that's not the point that I'm bringing up.
Yeah.
The point is Gio Urshela is one of the best defensive third basemen in the league.
Yep.
Whether his batting drops down or not, he still is one of the top third basemen defensively in the American League.
Oh, no,
so you need to start him there.
He needs to start. There's no
Duhar should be relegated to the DH if you do keep him, if you decide to. But I think the Yankees should put in a package for someone big, probably a decent starting pitcher. Not decent, really good starting pitcher, all-star caliber.
Like a DeGrom.
No.
What do you mean no?
That's the pitcher of
That's the only pitcher I can think of.
Okay, but the Mets aren't selling.
It's not.
I'm trying to think of pitchers, honestly.
And if you're
Jose Barrios.
No.
What do you mean
the
no?
Twins aren't selling.
Twins also are not selling.
You have to think about it and wait more.
Cole Hamels.
No. You have to wait and see more as it gets further on to see what teams strike out, which teams lose their players, and which teams are rebuilding and selling. And when that does come up, the Yankees can try to make a move and put in guys like Andujar, Estrada, Frazier, guys that they aren't going to use that should be on MLB rosters, so that they can play and the Yankees can get someone good enough for them to gear up for that World Series that
Like
we
a starting
desperately need in
pitcher.
2020. Yes, that's what I said.
That's a good point there. You got their beard.
You know we're covering basketball, right? And you know James Harden's nickname is like,
Yeah.
this thing.
So that's gonna be fun. It's okay. But no, I see where you're coming from. But you're right. It's gonna take some time to figure out what teams are rebuilding, what teams are selling, and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think we should wait. I mean, if anything, like I'm also kind of willing to wait till like maybe the trade deadline next year, just to see like who's.
Just to see, we have to see how free agents.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on something too quick, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Strasburg and Cole still have to find homes.
yeah. CC left his sales pitch.
CC put out his sales
CC
pitch.
did talk to Garrett Cole multiple times.
CC was like, "Hey, Garrett Cole, go be a Yankee."
And Garrett Cole's like, maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, the man's got a point.
But here's
I don't
the
think
problem.
he's going to though.
Here's the
No,
problem.
you're wrong.
I think as of right now, since it's early, so it's only speculation, but I think there's only two destinations for Garrett Cole. It's the Angels and the Yankees. And I think honestly, the Yankees are only up there because we've just been talking about it so much. They're speaking into existence.
I think the Angels.
The Angels, he has very close home ties to Los Angeles and the Angels. He grew up an Angels fan, and every time he visited Angels ballpark, he wanted to. He just felt at home. He just felt like he wanted to play there. So I think you could very well see Garrett Cole in
I could
Angels
definitely see him
uniform.
in an Angels uniform.
You could.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be crazy. Otani.
Did Otani even pitch?
You're
in 2019?
Otani's gonna pitch.
You're,
He'll
no,
be
he's
back.
not.
No, he's not.
He's gonna get shut down.
He'll be back.
No, he won't. It's not smart.
I
It
don't know.
Did he have Tommy
jeopardized.
John?
No.
He had something.
He had something, but it was just smart to put him at DH, and he's a good enough hitter to the point where you just don't need him to pitch.
Yeah.
So, but it does that makes the Angels now a buyer. You have an ace, one of the best pitchers in baseball. You have the best player in baseball in Mike Trout. You have a star in Otani, and you have a leader in Pujols. So that team could
make a playoff run
if they make a few more.
And you got a couple of good side pieces as well, like Andre Alton Simmons,
And
Cole Calhoun,
and Tom Simmons. Yes, they have a few good players that they could bolster up if they do sign Garrett Cole. And then that leaves Strasburg, who could re-sign with the Nationals, because why wouldn't you?
I realistically think I know Rendon's probably walking. I've kind of.
They're getting one of the two. I don't think they're getting both.
Rendon is the Kawhi of the baseball.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Hair.
Okay. Well, you did that out of spite.
I did.
Dog.
Same time.
Same time.
What?
Same time. Same time.
Go.
I said the trigger word.
Anyways.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Anthony.
You go first. I'll
Anthony Rendon is not the Kawhi of baseball. He's
actually not.
Has emotion.
You're mean.
He does have emotion. He was happy when they won the championship.
If you want to say that, be DJ. DJ has no emotion.
Nah, he's got some kind of emotion.
Not actually, really not.
Really?
No, I don't think I've ever seen him smile. I think he just hits baseballs and then watches film.
Was he not excited? Was he not excited when he hit the home run to tie?
But didn't they lose
Honestly,
that game?
no.
He did really?
Not really.
I was online at a place when he hit that. So
Yeah, and then Altuve came back and we're not going to talk about it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. But I don't know. I always felt like you guys showed some kind of emotion sometimes.
But yeah, I don't know. So I don't know where Rendon's. Hi, Biggs.
Is that Biggs?
Biggs. We got a
Yeah.
live audience.
Yeah, I don't know where Rendon will be ending up going. That's going to be another future thing to see who targets him.
Mm-hmm. Thinking a lot of players.
I believe he's from Texas, but I could be wrong.
He's like a utility player, like LeMahieu.
No, he's not.
He plays third. He plays second.
I've always seen him play third.
I saw a rumor of the Phillies, which I don't think that's going to happen. But I saw
Why?
a rumor.
Who's Philly's third baseman?
Exactly.
Mike Franco.
Who's garbage?
Yeah, so that would definitely be
So I saw a rumor. I don't think it's gonna happen, but like I just saw,
Why?
it's
like,
possible.
it's definitely possible.
They can go anywhere really.
If they
Everything's
That would be
possible with it.
they would be.
They
loaded
add
too.
Rendon.
They'd be
That's
loaded.
yeah. Philly would be.
Yeah, but everybody
in
said
a
they were
very good
loaded
spot.
last year.
But especially with Girardi at the helm, like that's gonna
Yeah.
help them a lot. I think that'd be scary. Like
It'd be a solid team in the East, but you still have the Braves.
I think you should add Rendon, who's to me probably gonna win MVP. Even though I'm not even just saying that.
No.
I
It's gonna be Yelich again.
Keep in mind they voted before the postseason.
I still think I think
No.
Rendon has.
Rendon was like he has a very good case, but I think it's going to be Yelich.
It's gonna be Yelich and Trout again.
Well,
it very well should be Trout.
regardless of like he's at the very least the third third of the MVP.
No, but he is a top 3 player in the National League.
Yes.
I'm not knocking that against him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know
Yelich is probably going to win MVP.
That's fair,
but he's still a very quality player. You put him in the Philly lineup, and that lineup gets exponentially better. Keep in mind that you're also subtracting the Nationals, but the only problem is the Braves are getting a year older, and they're getting a year more of experience. Yep. So that's adding like Acuna, Soroka, Albies. Those guys are
the Braves are going to be even
so
better.
much better.
I don't like, but I still feel like having that infield is just ridiculous. If you already have JT Realmuto, you got Anthony. If you add Anthony Rendon, you got Gene Segura. You got other guys as well.
Who's their first baseman?
Very true.
I actually don't. I couldn't tell you.
Who's their shortstop? Segura, right? Who's at second? You may know.
Off the top of my head, no,
I don't know.
But
Exactly.
But no, you do bring up good points. They have solid infielders there. It's good.
I mean, like last year, like people were saying, like I had the Phillies winning the division. I'm pretty sure last year.
You did. I had a Philly Yankee World Series, and look what that turned out to be.
But
yeah,
I don't know. But it's an exciting time for the free agency, but at the same time, it's just
this is one of the more exciting.
It's just so slow.
It can get frustrating with baseball. Other sports like basketball, it's
hockey. Hockey's pretty quick.
Hockey's pretty quick, yeah. But basketball is also
basketball like dominates the headlines. Like
the basketball free agency is more exciting than most of the playoffs.
This year is not going to be. This year it's going to be crazy.
Danny, just because this year it's any game does not mean free agency is always more exciting than the postseason. Which is, I mean, the free agency is like really crazy, but it just goes to show how much they drag out the postseason. But that's basketball. We're talking about baseball right now.
Basketball will come up at another segment.
Probably in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I'm excited, but it's gonna drag along a bit. So I'm gonna like grow impatient and be like, come on, just sign already, please. I'm tired of waiting.
They'll sign.
You brought up Scott Boras before.
Yeah, about him.
Who is he?
Everybody and anybody he basically represents.
Who's your
off the top of my head, I don't know, but he just definitely has some big names.
I feel he has at least one of the top guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has Cole, I think.
I think so too. I want to say Garrett Cole.
Well, we're not going to know till next semester.
No, we are not.
Dang it.
But well, that's also a given because of the winter meetings.
Oh yeah, that's true. But we're not going to know till like middle of next semester.
Most likely.
So H24 Sports Season 2, like halfway through. We'll
Electric Boogaloo.
The Electric Boogaloo.
So do you want to talk about like some of the Yankees? Like where would they go?
Yeah.
They declined Edwin.
They declined Edwin.
They kept Chappie.
Yeah, Chapman re-signed, which is
and
surprising.
Gardy and Didi now.
So
they need to sign one of them.
So Didi, Betances, Romine, and Maben and Girian are all free agents. Girian's probably going to walk. Lyons is also a free agent.
No one cares about him.
Tyler Lyons is a free agent.
Maben's probably going to walk as well.
I think Maben's probably
actually.
But they have Topman.
Yes, he'll be back. Gardner needs to come back.
Gardner's going to stay.
Especially since the Hicks injury, Gardner will probably come back.
Gardner is one of the best defensive outfielders in the league.
Yeah,
I think.
Who else? Didi's probably going to walk, unfortunately.
Yeah, they didn't give him a qualifying offer because they knew he was going to take it.
And
$17 million on the books is
a lot of money.
Crazy. Like Houston's going to do it to get the compensatory draft pick. The Yankees didn't even do that.
That's going to be so. I'm going to miss Didi so much.
I am, and it's so weird picturing this Yankees team, especially since Jeter left.
Yeah, he held it down.
Didi not playing in shortstop.
He held it down.
He really did. He was awesome as a leader, as a player, as a person. Yeah, Didi was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, and when you think about it,
how could you hate Gregorius?
Him and Judge and Gardner, even though Judge is he's not really that young, but he's young in the league by experience terms. They really put the team on the back and really led the team the past couple of years. And when you think about it, it's going to be really weird to see Gregorius gone, but I think they'll be just fine with Judge and Gardy.
They'll be fine. Judge is going to be the next captain of the
Tanaka.
Team. He's shown way too much. I don't think Tanaka's a leader.
Tanaka's a leader.
But Gardner and Judge, yeah, you're right. They're leaders in that clubhouse. And seeing Didi go will be
heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it'll
absolutely
hurt. It'll hurt so much. Yeah. But I think it's just necessary. I think it needs to happen. Unless they can resign him to a cheap deal, then I'm fine. But I know someone's going to pay him.
So
I know someone's going to
deserves the money.
He does. Even though he had a down year, he's still
he's coming off an injury.
So he's a very good defensive shortstop. He's a very clutch player when it comes to the postseason and late in games. I think there was throughout his stint, like there was no one I'd rather have up in
Than
crunch time
Gregorius.
than Didi. He always stepped up. So
Well, this year he didn't really do that. Well.
even though he had a
He
grand
was
slam.
injured.
He had a grand slam.
Other than the grand slam,
He had a grand slam. And I think a 3-run shot. Like he still produced.
he still did
decently.
produce, but I'm gonna miss him because
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him too. And then if you can't sign Didi, sign Dellin.
Yes.
sign
Dellin. You have
Dellin.
to sign Dellin back.
I don't care that we got Chapman back. I want Dellin back.
It's unfortunate.
Dellin's
You
your
know,
guy.
he looked great in that first game, even though he only threw 2 outs. And
no,
then,
he looked awesome.
And then it was just like,
I mean, I said it on the show. He looked stellar. And
yeah.
then
And
the
baseball-
world hates him.
the baseball hates
Yeah,
him.
and if he was on that postseason roster, I feel like they could have mustered a little bit out of the Astros. I'm not saying they would have beaten the Astros.
I mean, you take out
There was
probably like
possibility.
Lions
yeah,
and put in Matanzas.
you have
Yeah,
a great chance.
You have a better bullpen, but
I don't think
it doesn't
it's
it
not
doesn't
gonna
change
change.
that
it
much.
didn't. Yeah, it didn't because it was the hitting, not the
If
pitching.
anything, it prolongs the inevitable for like a game, and it goes to Game 7.
which would have been even more crushing.
Yeah, because the Yankees would have came
Actually,
back.
no, I don't know, especially with the way that it happened. Especially when Game 6 happened.
I mean, you never know.
You
You
never
never know.
do
Everything
know.
happens for a reason. So
Exactly.
whatever.
It sucks.
It does suck.
One more
So-
thing I want to bring up too before we wrap this up. Yankees got a new catching coach.
Pitching coach.
No, they got a catching coach as well.
Who's our catching coach?
They took the Twins catching coach.
Oh,
But
okay.
Mitch Garver had a very improved season under this catching coach.
They're probably going to
So-
sign.
Okay.
They're also probably going to hire Cone.
so maybe some good news with
Gary
Gary
Sanchez.
then.
Yeah,
Hire
that-
David Cone, Brian. You know you want to.
He just had an interview, so So yeah, Coney's probably
Yeah, Rockchild was fired. I don't know if we
Good.
brought it up last time.
Good.
But
Hey, if we did, we'll say it again.
We'll say it
Larry
again.
Rothschild was fired into the sun.
finally. I love
Yes.
you,
Yeah.
Rockchild.
And I feel like David Cone can really,
Rockchild, I love you, but like it was time.
he can help out. Maybe he'll like help out Hap, and Hap will become elite. But that's probably not going to happen because he's J.A. Hap. Or I'm sorry, J. Hap.
That's how you pronounce
Yeah,
it.
you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Basketball when we come back?
Yeah, basketball when we come
Basketball
back.
when we come back.
Yeah.
Basketball when we come back.
Basketball. What are you doing?